Hola. Bueno. No, I'm kidding. We're not doing that.
Hi.
Hello.
We are indeed the same people. We just have much less hair amongst the two of us. Also, we forgot we had a YouTube channel. My bad.
Yeah. We remembered, though.
We did! Here we are.
We're back. This is a new show that we haven't quite come up with a name with. You'll see there are no dice. They're still here, but we're just not going to play them.
You can't see the dice in the frame.
Well, son of a bitch.
The dice,
Yeah,
they exist.
They exist. Where was I at? Oh, the new show.
Indeed.
This is, what did we call it? Spiraling speech. No. Crazy Conversations.
I don't remember that being one that we
No, I
put
just
out.
thought of that.
Okay.
That's not bad.
What was mine?
Yours was good.
Inebrious yapping.
Inebrious yapping. That sums it up. Because yes. Inebrious.
And about to yap.
Yep. We've got a list.
We do.
Of just random shit we're gonna talk about, and we're just gonna get progressively more inebriated
As we go.
as we go. We've got a good baseline going.
Yep.
I'm just gonna swing right into this. Fun fact: hummingbirds make noise. Now, I probably sound like an idiot to some people that are like, duh. Like, yeah, they make noise.
And not like with their little wings.
No, they chirp like birds.
Yeah, like with their
Songs.
mouths. They make noise.
Yeah. Neither of us knew that until we went on vacation last year.
Yep. Out in Colorado.
There were quite a few hummingbirds.
I had never seen hummingbirds out there before last year.
No, really?
I don't think so.
There's a shitload of them, though.
There were. Anyways. Yeah, we heard them out there in Colorado last year. In the nice, quiet, peaceful, we were just standing out on the deck, and here comes a hummingbird, and like...
I think it was morning, wasn't it? We were drinking coffee out on the deck.
Yes, we had our coffee on the deck with Gordito, out on the back deck. And then we heard him again off the front deck.
Yeah.
But yeah, they make noise.
There's a whole bunch of them around here. Like, we put out a feeder for them and everything.
Yeah. No, if our hummingbird food is in frame, but it's back there.
I had just never realized that they make noise.
No, I had never once heard a hummingbird chirp before.
Once you know that they make noise,
you can't unhear it. Like,
you hear it every single time one flies by it. You hear it.
Yeah.
And like the hummingbirds are just starting to come back because it's early spring or mid-spring, I guess. And I haven't heard one yet this year, and I've almost forgotten how they sound like.
Right, like I can't wait to get the feeder out and to like have them come up so that we can listen.
I can't picture it in my head.
Yeah.
But we just saw a hummingbird today.
Yes, that's why the food is out. We're gonna get it set up and sit it out for them. That way they have food.
Yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of Colorado, you've got a good story here.
Indeed, I do. So last year on our vacation in Colorado,
where we heard the hummingbirds for the first time.
Indeed. I bought a little hummingbird figurine out in Colorado. It sits on our mantle, in honor of us learning that hummingbirds make noise out there last year. Anyways. So our vacation, we were out there for quite a while, honestly. Because we left a day early, yeah. We were out there for almost a week, I think, before anyone else ever showed up.
We left here
Thursday
night.
Like early Friday morning almost. Like
yeah.
2 o'clock in the morning, Friday morning probably.
We got out there Friday evening.
Yeah, yep.
And then, had all weekend and then the first half of the week.
Yeah, because I think everybody else showed up
Wednesday?
I think it Was it Tuesday night into Wednesday, or was it Wednesday night into Thursday? Because they showed up in the middle of the night.
Yeah, I don't know. It also doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter. No. Either way. We had some time out there to ourselves. A little solo vacation with the two of us and Gordito. I keep pointing like you can see him. I doubt you can see him. And then my parents and my grandma came out there. It was going to be the first time my grandma, because where we stay in Colorado, my parents own. That is their vacation home. They're that kind of rich. And my grandma, my mom's mom, had never been out to see their place out there before. And so they were going to bring her out there and spend like a week out there with her. And their week out there and our week out there was going to overlap by a few days so that we would get to spend some time with my parents and my grandma out there. My grandma gets chronic nosebleeds. I have never met someone whose nose bleeds more than hers does. And her nose did not appreciate the elevation out there, because we're up like 8,000 or 9,000 feet. And, I mean, did it start bleeding before they got there, or did it start bleeding after they already got up there?
No, she showed up with a nosebleed.
Oh, I thought so. I want to say it was like, yeah, like halfway through Kansas, whenever the elevation starts increasing gradually.
Nah, she made it to Colorado Springs.
Okay. Maybe.
But didn't make it to Woodland Park.
Yeah. Yeah, because the Springs is at like 5,000.
Woodland Park is where it really started getting bad.
But either way, she got up into the elevation, and her nose started bleeding like crazy. So yeah, they showed up in the middle of the night. We got them settled in. Everyone went to bed. And then that next morning, woke up and everything, and Grandma's nose was still bleeding. She had gone through so many tampons shoved up her nose, and like the tampons that she had were too big. So I was sitting there with a pair of fucking kitchen shears, cutting her tampons small enough that she could shove them up her nose. And she was bleeding like a decent bit that morning. She kept saying like, oh, it's fine, it'll stop, whatever, it's fine. And so Logan and I go down to town. We're gonna go get some groceries because my parents and my grandma wanted some groceries. We wanted a couple of things. We were gonna go pick up some beer. I think that was it.
Yeah.
We were gonna go down there to get. But I mean, this was like, what, like 9, 10 o'clock in the morning? Like it was
early.
Yeah.
The liquor store had just opened because that was our first stop on the way down.
Yeah. And we timed us going down there with when the liquor store was gonna open. But so we get downtown, and we are in the liquor store part, like, we hadn't even gone.
No, we had went in.
Okay.
Your dad texted you, he's like, I think we're gonna have to take her home.
Yes, while we were in the liquor store.
And then they made the call by the time we had purchased our beer and made it to the car.
Yep, no, while we were in the liquor store, my dad texted me and was like, Grandma's not doing well, we're probably gonna have to take her back home to lower elevation. I was like, oh shit. So we got our beer, we got out to the car, and I called my dad and was like, what's going on? And he's like, we're packing up the car right now, like, get back up to the cabin, we're taking Grandma home. Like, she's been here for literally less than 12 hours, and she's bleeding profusely. Like, she's gonna bleed out. So we went to the grocery store, rushed back up to the cabin, and by the time we got up there, it's like a 30-minute drive from town to the cabin. By the time we got up there, Grandma was in the car, like, buckled into the car, ready to go. Their shit was already packed up and thrown in the trunk.
We helped.
We helped carry a couple things down, yeah. But I mean, Grandma was already in the car by the time.
Right, but she only needs to climb those steps once.
Yeah. So we very quickly told them goodbye. Good luck, please don't bleed out and die on your way down. And they took Grandma home. And I think it was back on the way back home. It was about halfway across Kansas that she stopped bleeding.
Yeah.
But yeah, so my parents made the 14, 15 hour drive back home. Mm-hmm. dropped Grandma and her things off, and then turned around and made the drive back. So they drove out there, got like 2 or 3 hours of sleep after they got out there, because they got out there in the middle of the night. Grandma starts bleeding. They are out there for literally like 12 hours. And they're back in the car, driving back home, and then turning around and driving back out there. Oh, they were so tired. I felt so bad. But yeah, I genuinely thought my grandma was going to bleed out all over that cabin.
There was blood everywhere.
There was. I spent that afternoon cleaning up blood from all over the cabin.
The trash cans.
Oh my God.
Goodness. They looked like someone had been murdered.
They did. And like...
They were bad.
Yeah. It was on the couch. It was on the, like, a trail on the floor from the couch to the bathroom and back to the couch and, like, on the rugs in the bathroom. So, yeah. Super duper fun. And then we ended up only getting, like, a day or two with my parents out there.
Yeah, by the time they made it back, we were darn near packing everything up.
Yeah, ready to go back home. Yeah, that was an interesting trip. But Gordito got to meet Grandma.
She hated him.
Oh my God!
He absolutely loved her because
he did.
She's an old woman.
Yeah, he's an old woman's dog. Like.
But that woman did not like Gordito.
Oh my God!
Like,
one of the only new people that he has met that he didn't just bite upon meeting. Like, he genuinely liked her. Wanted to be up on her lap. And she was like, no, get the fuck away from me. Like, shoved him down off the couch. Because he wanted to sit up there with her. He had, like, sniffed her shoe or something. Yeah. And she, like, shooed him away. She's not a fan of small dogs, nor is she a believer in dogs that live in the house. So having a dog on vacation with you in the vacation house was an extra no-no. Yeah. But Grandma's still alive. She hasn't bled out yet, so... Yep.
We let Gordito stay in the house, but we sent Grandma away.
Yep. Yeah. Hopefully, on this year's vacation, nobody bleeds out.
If anybody does, it'll be me. I've had a fun few weeks myself.
Indeed he has. I thought he was dying. I was fully prepared to be a widow.
If you can see this spot on my eye, that is from that. It's a lot worse than it looks there. I guarantee you.
Oh, absolutely.
I can't see what the camera's showing, but I guarantee you it looks so much worse.
Oh yeah.
In real life here.
Yeah, no, that's a gnarly looking thing.
It's deep and like has barely anything to do with what actually happened.
Oh yeah.
So, one of our good friends was getting married. I have recently shaved my head. That morning, woke up and I had her shave it with a razor. I've just been using one of the electric dealies to keep it close enough for my liking. But I had her shave it. And at some point, I don't know if it was right then or during that day, I somehow, right in this area, you can still kind of see it up here.
Yeah, it's a little discolored.
Started having bumps form on my head. And
thought initially that it was like razor burn or something.
Didn't think much of it. Thought it was just razor burn or whatever. And it started swelling. It swelled pretty good. And I had kind of started to worry about it, but then it started looking a little bit better. It was still swollen, but it looked better. Bumps came back. And then all of a sudden, my left eye, I'm sorry.
Sound like me.
Right? Left. My left eye just started drooping, and you can probably still see it. It's probably still drooped a little bit, isn't it?
The slightest bit. I don't know that it's really going to register.
Not all that bad. But my eye started drooping, and it got so swollen under my eyelash here, like right above my eyebrow, right above my eye, that I couldn't open that eye. Like, it was swollen. It was bad.
He looked horrendous. I wish I had gotten a picture of you Wednesday morning whenever it was the worst.
Yeah.
No, like, everyone at work, all of the customers, all of the people, your whole family at dinner that night, everyone was telling him, like, you need to go to a doctor. You need to get that checked out, like, right now. Something is not right.
Yeah. Also, Tuesday night, I was driving home, and that's when my eyebrow kind of itched just a little bit, and I went to scratch it with my thumb, but like hit a bump or whatever, and gouged my eyelid area. This. And it was just a little itty bitty skin abrasion. That was it. And it just kept getting worse and worse.
Yeah.
But Wednesday, woke up, it was bad. We went to the urgent care. She told me that I had gotten a skin infection on the top of my head. And it created excess fluid that ran down and pooled up over my eye. Antibiotics took care of it.
Yep.
The only thing you can look at now is this nasty scab I've got up here.
Yep.
I'm on the up and up for that. So that same weekend, you can't see it. It's pretty well healed.
How is that looking?
Oh, it looks good.
Oh hell.
Yeah, it's healed.
You're gonna keep your thumb. You're fine.
Yeah. I was crushing a beer can, and my thumb accidentally went like in the hole.
Filleted his whole ass fucking finger.
Bled like a bitch.
Oh my god. I am genuinely so proud of myself for in that moment remaining so calm.
So calm. I honestly, whenever I did it, I was fairly calm. What scared me the most was how calm you were. Like,
I'm never calm.
If you would have freaked out, you'd be like, oh my god, like you normally do. I'd have been like, calm down, like
yeah.
We'll be good. We'll get this bandaged up. I was pretty inebriated, as you do.
Yeah.
And the way you were like, it's okay. Let's go to the bathroom. I was like, oh my god, that must be bad.
What's bad?
It was bad. It wasn't like severe trauma bad. Hell, I won't even have a scar from that one probably. But like, how calm you were made me think it was so much worse. And like, I just hadn't realized it yet. So like, yeah, I probably better listen to her.
Alright, let's go to the bathroom. Get the first aid kit.
Had me bandaged up and we were back to whatever we were doing.
Yep, got him all cleaned off and sterilized and bandaged up.
She's good on the first aid. I'm good on the rest of it. Because after I took her bandages off in the morning, I then super glued it shut. Super glue peels off after about a day. You do it again. Until you're confident that you don't need to super glue it anymore.
Yep.
You go to the hospital for something that small, that's all they're going to do.
Whenever my sister filleted her forehead open, they just super glued it closed.
Mm-hmm. As long as it's cyanacrylate glue. You have to buy that. Most super glue is cyanide.
It's a low blow.
It starts with cyanide, but it's not poisonous.
Anti-cyanide.
Mm-hmm. Any other glue, I don't know how well it'll work, and it'll probably burn like a bitch. As long as you're not actively bleeding, super glue does not burn. Just don't touch anything, because that will get everywhere.
Never had to super glue a part of me back together, so knock on all the wood.
You were the most accident-prone woman I've ever met. Like, you should be knocking on all the wood.
Speaking of, one time I broke my pinky toe trying to jump over a speaker so that I could skip a YouTube video.
Yeah, stuff like that. Her injuries are more to her bones. Like, mine are always my skin. I'm terrible with my skin. Cuts, scrapes everywhere. She hardly ever cuts herself. She just breaks toes or bruises her fucking arm.
It's still sore.
What was that from again?
I tripped on the top step on the porch and fell flat on my fucking...
Yeah. Yep. No, that's not to say I don't get my fair share of bruises and what have you, but like, bro.
It is a rarity if some part of me is not bruised.
At the same time, if I look at you too hard, it'll bruise.
It's very true.
Speaking of your skin, can you guys see the sunburn?
I
want to go look at the screen and see if they can see that.
I feel like I need to turn around. Is that
point?
You
Oh,
like...
there you go. Oh, there. Oh, yeah. You can see that.
I match my shirt. That was my own doing. And I am actively paying for it all the way down my arms, really. I don't know how well you can see, but if I take my watch off, you can really see how bad it is. But yeah, I was sitting outside in my hammock with my laptop today. And today was a coolish day. It only got up, I think the high was like... I think the high today was only like 70 degrees. It was, partly cloudy. It was breezy. Like, it wasn't hot outside. I did not go out with sunscreen on like I should have. And got lost in what I was doing on my laptop. And before I knew it, I had been sitting out there for 2 hours with the sun baking on me. And that isn't even what brought me inside. I didn't feel that I was getting burnt. Like I said, it was kind of cool. It was a little cloudy. It was breezy. It wasn't until I came inside out of the sun that I'm like, my shoulders feel a little toasty. And then I went and looked in the mirror and I'm like, oh no, that's not good. This shit better tan. Make it worth it. No, it won't. My skin refuses to tan. I literally look like a sheet of fucking paper all year long.
I tan quite well.
He does, and it pisses me off.
Like, this is a light tan. I'm usually about this color. I go out and I mow for the first time. Get a sunburn, a mild sunburn. I'm tan for the rest of the summer. My arms won't need sunscreen unless I'm gonna be out like all day. And even still, I just get a mild sunburn.
No, I just burn over and over and over and over again and never get to reap the rewards.
My problem, once again, going back to Colorado.
Oh God.
My problem is all of these parts that aren't tan, underneath this shirt, basically, and most of my legs, and my head. If I'm out there too long, they'll get burnt. And by too long, I mean one time out in Colorado, we went to a lake, basically. Had a little beach day. Out in the mountains, it's a lot different than around here, but still, had a great day.
Oh, yeah.
Had a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. Put sunscreen on once, first thing in the morning. Granted, we got there at like 8 a.m.
Yeah, no, we were there like as the beach was opening and then stayed a large majority of the day.
I think think we stayed almost damn near the whole day. It was
I think we
almost. It was probably like an hour or two before dark.
Yeah.
When we got back to the cabin.
Yeah.
Which it was like an hour and a half drive. 2-hour drive.
2 hours, yeah, because it's an hour down to the Springs and an hour down to Pueblo.
We were out there for quite a few hours, only put the sunscreen on once, and someone spraying it on me did not do a very good job.
It did such a bad job.
And that was shown in the tiger stripes on my stomach.
Because I just sprayed like this, and he had stripes.
Luckily, that was under the water most of the day. But what was not under the water was my shoulders, my upper back, and my head.
He was not bald at this point.
No,
but
I
face.
had enough hair, so my scalp didn't get sunburnt. But
you still had long hair because we weren't married yet.
Yeah, the back of my neck was fine.
Yeah, because your hair would have been long enough.
Yeah, but the top of my forehead, where I was balding, and like I said, my back, I got so sunburnt that they blistered.
Badly.
I couldn't wear a ball cap, a hat, for almost a week.
It was so bad. Oh my god. And like, I got burnt that day too. I didn't blister like that. But that same trip is whenever I bought my wedding dress. I bought it out there in Colorado. And the pictures of me trying on my wedding dress, I look like a fucking tomato in my wedding dress.
Not even exaggerating the color of this shirt. Both of us.
So, yeah.
But I was practically Sicilian the rest of the summer.
Yeah. Yeah.
That nice OG reference there.
I just remember on the drive home, we were driving home. Like, we had just started the drive home. We might not have even been to Lyman yet. Looked over at you in the driver's seat, and your head just has this giant fucking blister on your forehead.
It was Colorado Springs. We were on the way out of Colorado Springs. Like, had just crested the hill with that, like, stoplight out in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
We were on the highway already.
Yeah.
And you looked over at me and you were like, oh my god. Once again, I couldn't wear a hat. I had a hat. I couldn't wear it.
Nope.
And no, my entire forehead and back and the backs of my arms were just dotted in yellow blisters from, you know, the size of a pencil lead.
Yeah.
To the fucking...
Like...
none of them were quite that big. The tip of my thumb.
The one on your forehead, however.
I feel like it was still mostly... It started as, like, individual spots.
They ended up merging into, like, one giant blister.
Yeah. It was bad. They would randomly pop. Like, I probably got sun poisoning there, but...
I'm not convinced that I didn't.
Yeah, you had it worse off than I did for that day.
God, that night... Because I get car sick, like, motion sickness, fairly easily. I can't sit in the backseat of a car whatsoever, and I can't, like, look at my phone or read a book or whatever, even in the front seat of the car. I will get sick. And I think just from being so damn sunburnt,
you had,
I had been
2 or 3 beers.
Yeah, I had 2 or 3 Bud Light Limes is what I was drinking.
Oh, you were drinking those?
Yeah. It might have been like 3 or 4. I think we bought a 6-pack.
We bought a 6-pack, and I think I drank 3 or 4.
I could have swore I had like 3, because I know Dalton had one too. Either way, I had a few Bud Light Limes. At the time, was quite the lightweight. Didn't drink super regularly. Like now. For the tolerance that I had now, I'd have been fine. But I had a couple drinks. Super fucking sunburnt. Tired. And that twisty, windy, climby drive up the mountain just that was the final nail in the coffin. I was so fucking sick the whole rest of that night. Like, we got back to the cabin and I just went to bed. Like, I was miserable.
And then while she was passed out in bed, I was just sitting there, still boiling in my own juices practically. Couldn't shower because that felt like literal lava. No matter the water temperature, when it hit my skin, it felt like it was aglow. Like, it was bad. So I was sitting in the bed just steaming, and her mom comes downstairs and is trying to, like, tell us about something that they're doing the next day or something, and saw that she was asleep and was like, what's wrong with her? And I'm like, I think she got car sick on the way back and also is severely sunburnt. Like, she just wants to go to bed.
Right? Like, I
don't
feel like
blame her,
shit,
Donna.
mother.
And she's like trying to wake her up and tell her that, well, if you wouldn't drink so much, you wouldn't get so sick. And I'm like, bro, she had like 2 light beers. 2 or 3 light, like...
That was not the root of the problem, like...
That had... yeah, no, that was definitely not the main factor there.
That probably contributed, but that was far from the root of the problem. Oh, I was so pissed. I'm like, get out of here. I don't want to hear it from you. I feel like garbage. I will puke on you if you do not exit the bedroom.
It was bad. And then, like, only like 2 days later was when we went home.
Yeah, I want to say, like, that might have been Wednesday. We had Thursday, and then, like, Friday we headed home or something like that. No. Did we go look at my wedding? Did we go find my wedding dress that next day?
It might have been, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was because I think we went to the lake on Thursday. On Friday, you, me, and my sister went down to go look at wedding dresses, bought my wedding dress, and then my parents picked her up.
Were leaving.
Yeah, on the way out. They met us in the Springs. And then you and I went back up, and we had one more night to ourselves. We had Friday night, and then you and I headed home Saturday.
Yeah.
Because that was the night that we stacked all of the beer cans up on the little, like, wood stove.
Yes. Yes.
Because I went and tried my wedding dress on as we were sitting there drinking up in the cabin.
Yes. No, I remember that. I almost wanted to send that picture to her mom and be like, the beer is not the problem.
Yeah, no, I was drinking just fine. I felt great. I was not sick. Yep. Fun times.
Fun times. Yep. But I think we're going to have to call that everything for this episode of...
Inebrious Yapping?
Inebrious Yapping. I wanted an alliterative name.
Yeah. We'll have to ponder that. Tell us in the comments.
It boosts engagement.
I forgot about that.
I thought about it earlier, but you were in the middle of saying something. But yes, we hope you'll join us for the next version, which we're probably going to record immediately after this one.
Which means we'll start out the next one.
This inebriated.
And then keep going from there.
And this yappy. We started out kind of slow.
We start yapping and then we just keep yapping. We literally...
we can cross one more thing off.
Yeah.
3 things off of our list. And like the first 2 we crossed out.
Very early on.
In the first 10 minutes of this video.
Yeah.
At this point, we're probably looking at like 35 minutes. No one's actually going to watch this anyway, so like, fuck it.
Leave us a comment if you watch this all the way through. It boosts engagement.
If you truly love us, you'll put something in the comments. Bro, no, I actually don't. I don't give a fuck.
We've established that we do this for fun, clearly, because we forgot for like 2 or 3 months that we even had a YouTube channel.
bro, we've had so much shit going on.
Bro, we have been. We've been busy as fuck.
Not that this takes, like, effort or anything. We're not like the big YouTubers who this is their full-time ass job or whatever. Like, this is fun. Like,
Yeah, no, I enjoy sitting here yapping.
This is literally what we do, though. Like, most nights.
Yeah, like, whenever it's time to wind down for the evening, we just sit here and fucking yap.
If we don't have anything to do, this is what we do. Like, before we make dinner, we'll just sit here and relax.
Yeah. Alright, let's call this one quits.
Go hit the button.
Oh! Why do my legs hurt?